Hello students, in this video we will be learning our 7th chapter, that is present continuous and past continuous. Before starting the lesson, two very important things for you to know. The first one is we will be revising our tenses. Mainly we have three tenses, you already know about it: the past tense, the present tense and the future tense. And secondly, dear students, it is really very important for all of you to learn tenses as much as possible, because many students find it difficult while they write, while they speak, and they cannot express themselves. Okay, so let us move on with the chapter. When a verb describes an action that is continuing for some time, continuing means it is going on, continuing for some time, it is said to be in the continuous form. Now if I tell you in Hindi, it will be जो चीज लगातार चले ही जा रहा है, or we can say जो चीज चलते ही जा रहा है, it is continuous, going on. It is also called the progressive form as it describes an action that is in progress. Progress means आगे बढ़ना. Now why it is called progressive form? Because it describes something that is in progress. कोई चीज जो चल रहा है, so that's why it is called progressive. The present continuous tense is used for these things, to talk about an action which is happening at the moment of speaking. For example, if I'm speaking now, as I already said, if you heard, speaking now, that means present continuous, speaking. अभी बोल रहा हूँ. Next one, to talk about a fixed plan in the near future. I'll give you a simple example. Future, that means you cannot say about next month or next year. You can say about after few hours, after few days. Okay? A plan that is already fixed by you or someone else. When you talk about these kinds of things, we use present continuous tense. The past continuous tense is used for actions which were going on at a particular time in the past. That means it has already happened and we are saying were going on, जो चल रहे थे. Next, when action 1 began. Now please note, this is a bit confusing. I'll just zoom in a bit. When action 1 began, one thing has already started and was going on before action 2 in the past. Now you won't really understand from this sentence. We have to go to the exercises to understand this. But please remember this sentence. It will be helpful for the other exercises. I'll repeat it once again. When action 1 began and was going on before action 2 in the past. The main thing that you have to remember is from here to here. Okay. Next, the continuous tense form can be used both in the present tense and the past tense. As you can see over here, present continuous and past continuous. So now we'll move on to our exercises. Question 1. Fill in the blanks using present continuous form of the verbs. My sister is running. This is an example of present continuous form. Let me revise once again. Present means abhi, now. Continuous means something that is going on, जो अभी चल रहा है. My sister is running. That means मेरी बहन दौड़ रही है. Is running. It is continuous and it is in the present. That means it is happening right now. She is leaving for Nepal next week. Let me take you back to this one. As you can see over here, to talk about a fixed plan in the near future. Over here, she is leaving for Nepal next week. We are not talking about next year, we are just talking about next week. That means this girl is leaving for Nepal in a few days' time. Next, these girls are going for a picnic next week. Same like question B. Since we have next week, we will be using are going. Next, I am writing a letter after receiving his gift. मैं लिख रहा हूँ. Now gift is already been received. So after receiving the gift, I am writing. Next one very easy. She is reading. पढ़ रही है. Next, I am meeting my friends tonight. Tonight means today at night. It is the same thing, near future. You have already planned that you're going to meet your friends, so you will say, I am meeting my friends tonight. आज रात मैं अपने दोस्तों को मिल रहा हूँ. Next, he is showing us an experiment this evening. Here also it is near future, this evening. We are not talking about an evening of the next year. This evening, that means today evening. He is showing. Next, page number 49, question 1. Complete the sentences using the past continuous form. Over here we used present continuous form. Here the only thing that is going to change is present will become past, which has already happened, जो हो चुका है. I was eating lunch when Meera came in. Now let us go back to this one, this sentence over here. The past continuous tense is used when. Now please note and please be careful when you try to understand this. You have to be very careful. Action 1 began. Action 1, let us see what is action 1 over here. I was eating. This is one action, or you can say action number 1. I was eating lunch and was going on before action 2 in the past. Now which is action 2? Let us see over here. Meera came in. Meera andar आई. It is past tense. So this is the action number 2. Now action 2 is over here. This will remain in the past tense. Now when past tense is over here, action 1 will turn to past continuous. Now if you translate this in Hindi, you will understand it better. जब मीरा अंदर आई तब मैं खा रहा था और मैं लंच कर रहा था. Very easy to understand when you translate it in your own language. Next one. Same as A. Jaya was cleaning the pots when one of them broke. जब एक pot और गमला, whatever you say, जब एक गमला टूटा तब जया उसे साफ कर रही थी. Was cleaning. It will change to past continuous tense. Next one. While they were waiting for the bus, they saw a peacock. Now let me tell you in this sentence, and not just for this sentence, it can be used for any of these sentences. I'll explain to you why we have to see to this action 1 and action 2, and why is it past continuous and why is this only in the past. Now in this sentence, if you say while they waited for the bus, they saw a peacock, the sentence itself sounds a bit wrong. While they waited, जब वो रुके तब उन्होंने peacock देखा. The sentence itself sounds a bit wrong, isn't it? So you will write while they were waiting, जब वे बस का इंतज़ार कर रहे थे, were waiting, तब उन्होंने एक पीकॉक देखा. Next one, when she was working in the garden, she saw a snake. Now you cannot say over here in that way also that when she was working in the garden, she was seeing a snake. That sentence also sounds very much wrong because you can't say that वो जब गार्डन में काम कर रही थी तब वो एक सांप देख रही थी. Now if a person sees a snake, it is very natural that the person will run away from there or will try to kill it or try to hunt it, whatever. So that's why we use past continuous over here when we have past tense over here, action 1 and action 2. Next, it was raining hard, so we have to take a taxi. Next, your parents were repairing the shed when I came over. Now just imagine that it is your friends or something and you talk to them and you say that जब मैं वहाँ पर आया, when I came over, जब मैं वहाँ आया तब मैंने देखा कि तुम्हारे मम्मी पापा शेड की रिपेयरिंग कर रहे थे और मरम्मत कर रहे थे. That is a right way to construct these kinds of sentences. Next one, he was making a birdhouse when the hammer broke. Same like all these sentences. I hope you understood by now. Let us move on to question 2. You were on a space mission to a new planet. Please note the tenses over here. You were, तुम थे. That means it is the past tense already over. You are back on earth and you are being interviewed on TV. Are being interviewed means अभी तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू चल रहा है. Right now it is happening. Fill in the blanks using the correct form of the words in brackets. I was standing near a port. As you can see this, action 1 and action 2, same thing will be coming over here. I was standing near a port window when I saw. Once again, I'm reminding you of this action 1 and action 2. Action 1 will be past continuous tense, action 2 past. I was standing near a port when I saw a huge orange object. I ran to the computer operator who was keeping an eye on the object. Now here it is the same sentence, but instead of action 1 and action 2, here it is action 2 and action 1. You can see it is reversed. I ran to the computer operator. You can't say that I was running to the computer operator because it will sound something really wrong. Who was keeping an eye on the object? Keeping an eye means ध्यान रख रहा था. You can't say that ध्यान दिया because it is a space mission. So obviously the person who is going to operate the computer was keeping because it is a continuous work to be doing. What were the other crew members doing? बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे थे? The captain was watching out for all objects in the sky when she also viewed. Action 1, action 2. The navigator was sitting behind the control board while the planet scientist called out to him. Again, action 1 and 2. The planet scientist wanted to see. Now, here we cannot say that the planet scientist was wanting. We have to say wanted. The planet scientist wanted to see the planet clearly as he was maintaining. Again, it is reversed over here. Action 2 and action 1. Other scientists were relaxing when they became alert to what happened. Again, action 1 and 2. What did you do then? Very simple sentence, no much explanation is needed here. We were trying to get a little closer when a loud siren blared. Now the meaning of blared is, let us take example of a siren itself. You know what is a siren? It is like a horn that is very loud. When the siren blows, we call it as blare. Again over here action 1 and action 2. Suddenly a spaceship from that plane rushed towards us. Now here why don't we have past continuous tense? Because we have only one action over here. Spaceship from that plane rushed towards us. 8. Shot orange fire. The past tense of shoot will be shot. The captain and the navigator were controlling our spaceship as we waited to escape. Once again action 1 and action 2. At the end, we escaped without being hurt. Once again, we have only one over here, so it will be escaped. So now let us move on to page 51, question 1. Fill in the blanks in these sentences given below. Use the correct form of the verbs. Now they are not asking you to give a specific or a particular form of verb. For example, over here they have told you past continuous form. Dear students, please note, in questions like these, you must know which tense to use when and where. Dhoni was driving when he met his friend. Action 1 and action 2. His friend was walking down the street when he tripped on the pavement. Once again action 1 and 2. They were seeing me when I fell. Action 1, action 2. Okay, now in question C, I can easily explain to you the reason for doing this. Now read the sentence carefully. They were seeing me when I fell. जब मैं गिरा वे मुझे देख रहे थे. You can't say in any way that जब मैं गिर रहा था, because falling is a very fast action. If something falls, you can say just fell down. You can't say गिर रहा था. Because if something is falling from the sky, you can say that rain was falling. Because it takes a long time for rain to fall. Now since it is a person, me, when I fell. Now when a person falls, it will not take time, just 1 or 2 seconds. So you will say, जब मैं गिरा तब वे मुझे देख रहे थे. They were seeing me. Next one is also very easily understandable. I was bathing, so I missed your call. मैं नहा रहा था, इसलिए मैंने तुम्हारा कॉल मिस कर दिया. I missed it. We were walking in the mountains when we heard a loud scream. Same thing, action 1 and 2. They were having so much fun at the party, they decided to stay a little longer. Same thing, action 1 and 2. While I was having a drink in the cafe, I saw an accident. Same thing over here. The teacher was arriving at 8 a.m. every day, but she arrived late yesterday. Now over here, this is a kind of habit. That teacher was arriving at 8 a.m. every day, but she arrived late yesterday. Action 1 and 2. Now we are using was arriving because it is a habit of the teacher to reach the school at 8 a.m. every day. But, now see this word, but, lekin, she arrived late yesterday. It is only about one day. That's why it will be action 1 and action 2. I was booking tickets online when the power went out. Action 1 and 2. I jog in the evenings. Now please note in this sentence you may get confused that why we don't write I was jogging, because you can see it is a very simple sentence and it is a kind of habit which a person, that is I, always does in the evenings. So I jog in the evenings. Next, I am finishing my homework now so that I can watch TV later. Now, this sentence you can easily understand because most of you also do this. That I want to watch TV or I want to play. तो उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? I am finishing my homework now. मैं अभी अपना होमवर्क ख़त्म कर रहा हूँ ताकि मैं टीवी देख सकूं. I hope you understood it. So far, so clear. Let's move on to the last PDF. Read this passage. Change the present continuous verbs into the past continuous form. Dear students, I won't be explaining the whole thing to you. It is very easy. I'll explain a few words. We are watching a football match. First of all, you should know where is the verb in this sentence. Verb means doing word. You can easily identify that watching is a verb. But with the word watching, there is also we are watching. So even are will be a verb. Are plus watching becomes verb. So are watching will change to were watching. In the same way, our club is playing in the finals. Is playing means खेल रहा है. Our club is playing in the finals. Is playing will turn to was playing. In the same way, you have to find out all the verbs in this paragraph and you have to change the verbs accordingly. I hope you understood everything. Dear students, once more let me tell you that tenses are a really important part of English and grammar, especially when you are talking and when you are writing. You need a lot of practice for tenses. So if you did not understand anything in this video, you can go back to that portion in the video and you can watch it again and again till you understand. Thank you, students.